Os quadrinhos são uma forma de leitura, onde as letras são elas próprias imagens, com significados que se adicionam àquele que o texto transmite.
Vim à sua casa como um amigo e você me assassinou. Por isso, que sua gente seja paralisada pela mancha do meu sangue.
Balloons really encompass dialogue. We call it balloons, Italians call it fumetti, some people call it bubbles. And dialogue is really a very difficult thing to show because it really leaves no image. When I speak, it shows no image. The Italians, by calling it fumetti, give it the best characteristic because when people speak, the words, as the words come out, in a cold room, there's steam.
Minhas palavras não podem ser vistas. Minhas palavras não podem ser vistas.
Balloons take various shapes. A standard balloon is an ordinary enclosed shape which has an ordinary undisturbed surface. When you want to show something technical or electronic, you use a jagged balloon. In the same balloon, you can change the sound by having large letters. The size of the letter and the character of the letter has a lot to do with the sound that you're trying to get the reader to emulate in his or her mind. The lettering that goes inside the balloons, which is part of the dialogue, are, in my opinion, very integral to the entire style and ambiance of the artwork. There's a humanity in the irregularity of the balloons. So I believe very strongly in having the lettering very much a part of the artist's style.
Embora já tenha dirigido um estúdio com vários artistas, hoje Eisner trabalha sem assistentes. Todas as fases do processo levam seu toque pessoal. A prática do mercado é outra.
Someone who does the penciling, someone who does the inking, and this person's a colorist, and this person's the writer, and this person's the plotter, and there's this sense that you're making a product.
I do my own lettering. I do everything. I make everything except the paper I buy. Actually, I'm pretty fast still. I still can compete with the other young Turks. I can produce about a page a day, pencil and ink. I generally write the whole book before and do it in dummy form, pencil roughs. Then I copy them and redo them for the final finished form.
Talvez o maior diferencial de Eisner seja a sua qualidade como escritor. Ele cresceu e se formou em uma época menos audiovisual e mais literária. De que maneira se conta uma história?
Como a notícia de um evento.
Exceto que o narrador controla o evento.
During the 30s, when I was growing up, the major popular literature was short stories. America was very strong on short stories at the time, and the men that influenced me were really O. Henry, Saki, Ring Lardner. In France, de Maupassant stories were very, very influential. I remember them very well. All of them really taught me how to do a short story.
Escrever para quadrinhos pode ser bem mais difícil do que parece.
When I started writing my own work again, Bill Sienkiewicz, the artist, would get angry with Bill Sienkiewicz, the writer, saying, what is this you're giving me here? How can I work with it? And I think there's a tendency to write way too much, like some writers do, or to repeat what the visuals are doing. So and so walks, comes in through the window, and the caption saying, so and so, came through the window. The redundancy level is ridiculous.
O percurso de leitura em uma página é uma convenção compreendida entre o autor e o leitor. Mas não é possível impedir que o leitor leia logo o fim da história. Nesse meio de expressão, não é possível controlar a velocidade do leitor, nem a ordem de páginas ou quadrinhos que ele lê.
I maintain that in the process of turning the page, the reader, you lose a millisecond of reader attention. Consequently, you cannot, in my opinion, stop the action at the bottom of a page in midstream. You must contain an action almost like a scene in a play.
A passagem do tempo nos quadrinhos também tem que ser representada de maneira bem específica.
Sei lá, será que ele estava mesmo bêbado? Não senti cheiro de bebida. Vai ver que estava morto.
The perceptive time, or the perception of time, or timing as I call, that has to do with the way the action is arranged on a given page. You have to support it by a device that the reader is familiar with, like a clock or the dropping of water. In this medium, it is almost impossible to surprise the reader because you have absolutely no control over which panel the reader will read first. Someone opens a page, he reads the last panel first, then he goes to the first panel. So what you do is you force the surprise to the character. You bring the surprise to the character itself. When the lead character is surprised, the reader becomes surprised too.
Esta linguagem recorre frequentemente às imagens sem palavras, ou pantomimas. No uso da anatomia expressiva, Eisner codifica o uso de gestos e postura corporal para representar os estados emocionais que deseja expressar.
The clearest way to evoke human emotion is to demonstrate body movement, or what we call gesture and posture. Again, we're dealing with a medium that has difficulty in demonstrating internalism. We attempt to capture that by emulating human emotions. Human beings demonstrate emotion more effectively with their total body than they do with their face. For example, on a given face, you might have a face like this, but if that person does not have the rest of the body, you aren't able to demonstrate the full emotions. In this case, both these people have the same facial expression, but their body has betrayed a totally different thing. You don't have to show the face at all to show what a person is feeling. You can take, let me draw a picture of a man from behind. Now this is the back view of that person. I can demonstrate that person's feelings by purely a body posture.
As imagens são ferramentas narrativas. Personagens parecidos com animais evocam nos leitores os sentimentos associados a estes animais.
Face in itself is a map, and the face is in movement at all times. As a matter of fact, one of the important things to understand in drawing faces is that the surface of the face is in constant movement, and what happens with your eyebrows affects what happens with the rest of your face.
Para uma comunicação eficaz, os quadrinhos utilizam imagens universalmente reconhecidas que imitam e exageram a realidade. São os estereótipos. Eles apelam à experiência do leitor através da simplificação das imagens em símbolos altamente repetitíveis. Nas capas das republicações do Spirit, Eisner recuperou o gosto pela ilustração como um fim em si, depois de décadas colocando sua arte sempre a serviço de histórias. Posteriormente, Will viria a lançar um livro de sketches, além de portfólios de arte e litogravuras.